Hello, Enid, and welcome to another city update. My name is Larissa Sloan, and with me today is Scott Morris, and I'm so glad that you're here. And I know that this weekend was blistering hot, but did you have fun?
Oh, it was a fantastic weekend. Went to the lake, caught some fish, moved one of my sons into an apartment, and it was a great weekend.
I think I stayed inside. We did go to Feed the Neighborhood, and that was a huge event. I'd never been before, so that was pretty cool. So we have some exciting things going on today that we're going to tell you all about. And you might be wondering, what in the world are we doing with all of these Legos? Well, we're going to tell you what exactly we're celebrating so much and going to talk about. But we have a special guest on the show. He's not physically sitting on the set with us, but he is actually physically here, and his name is Tyler, and he actually built all of these, and he is the one in the red shirt, and he is holding a Batman Lego car that he built with his own hands. And so we are so excited to have the master builder here, and we look forward to all the other involvements that he might get. Look at that. Is that Batman? That is so cool. Good job. Well, so these have all been gathered for quite a while, and the cool thing is we saved the books, and so these have been destroyed and things like that, and so they've been rebuilt, and so I just enjoy them. He is my son, and he is our communications kid, and that is so exciting to have him a part of this department and to be able to celebrate him in his many accomplishments of Lego building.
You know, I played with Lego when I was a kid, and so did my sons, and it's amazing how over time the pieces, have more details or more complicated, but we saved all of the Lego that my brother and I played, and my sons, we have all of their Lego saved up in a box, and those are things you just don't get rid of because, every generation that loves to play with Lego, you can pull out a box, and it's so creative. It's such a good thing to do with your mind, and in my opinion, I love to tear them up and then figure out how to build it back better so it wouldn't be so fragile. That's kind of almost a reverse engineering skill, but Legos are great. Mm-hmm. Or excuse me, Lego are great.
Lego? I thought it was Legos with an S.
Well, there is a show on TV called Lego Builders or Lego Masters or something, and you can learn a lot about what they call all the blocks.
That's
and
true.
What you're supposed to call them and what the plural is on all of it. Pretty amazing show, but a lot of creativity goes into building Lego. Mm-hmm. And so it would seem like, I don't know, it would be a natural fit for the library maybe even to incorporate something going on, maybe even a club or something with Lego at the library. Wouldn't you think that'd be a good fit?
Yeah, and that's actually the reason why we're celebrating that today, is because even with the end of the school year, they are still going to continue their Lego club, and that is actually on the last Monday of every month, and so that is this month is going to be on the 29th, and that is at 4 o'clock, and I believe you need to register for that. But if you want more information on that, then it's 580-234-6313, or you can physically go in there. You can also go to their website, which is okpls.org, and so that is a lot of fun. This is for tweens and teens. And I must admit, I had never heard of the word tweens until I read this graphic. But apparently, Tyler, our master Lego builder, he's 12, so I guess that makes him a tween. I'd never heard that before. So
also on this graphic it says that the date is August the 29th. That is a Monday on August
that is
the 29th.
A Monday.
And it does say that they are the last Monday of each month.
Oh, so I guess that is
just
true.
Just so people that are watching can double check, the August 29th is a Monday, and that is so it will be 4 o'clock Monday, 2 weeks from today.
Well, then disregard the Saturday. So it's August 29th. Sorry about that. I apologize. But anyway, well, we're going to move into some other fun stuff to talk about. And so what I was going to do is I was going to have it to where we were just slowly building things throughout the show, but I forgot those kind of things. So we're just going to enjoy his master building. And so actually I have seen the Lego Masters show, and that is remarkable what they can build.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. And so we are let's talk about going them back to school.
That's right. My children are grown, so it's a little different time for me. But in case you haven't noticed, on your Facebook, everybody's posting pictures of their kids' first day back to school. So that should be a reminder to all of us that, hey, kids are going back to school. There's going to be flashing beacons and school zones, and we need to be careful. There's going to be, especially near schools, and there's going to be kids running around crossing the streets, and be careful. The Enid Police Department does not wish to go around writing a bunch of expensive school tickets for speeding in a school zone. So do yourself a favor and just pay a little extra attention, do the speed limit, and be cautious. Stay off your phones. Let's keep the kids safe. Let's not make those officers go out and enforce the law. Let's just do it ourselves. So be careful. School's back in session. Try to be a little more patient, especially it seems like maybe around 2:45 to 4 o'clock. It just takes longer to go anywhere because there's traffic backed up and people picking up kids from school.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those things be aware of, and it'll be fun. I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of fundraisers coming out soon, so there's going to be opportunities for all of us to contribute to the programs that our children and their friends are up to.
Yep, Tyler, he starts back to school, and so I know for me as a driver, but also as a mom that has kids in school, for me, I try and protect those children, and like if they're in the crosswalk, I always stay back and just try, because I'm sure another parent would love to have that protection over their children as well. And so, because we worry, as parents, we worry about our kids, and so, but yeah, so.
It seems like, in the old days, you took the bus to school or you just rode your bike to school. And nowadays you see these lines of parents that are miles long picking up their kids from school. And I guess times have changed, because I think back in my day, you either rode the bus or you just rode your bike home. And,
or you walk.
Your parents were working or something. I don't remember, hour-long lines to pick up kids from school. That's certainly what didn't happen for me.
No, I had to wait. I had to walk down to the end of our street and wait for the school bus on snow or rain. It didn't matter. I didn't have to walk to school in the snow like my grandparents probably would
Uphill,
say.
both ways.
5 miles.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Well, with that said, the library has a ton of other stuff going on as well. They also have a book club, and I know that you like to read, and so maybe this is something you might get into. But they have, each month they'll have discussions about the books in the books of that month, and so these are, I believe, are on Tuesday. The next one is going to be on the 6th of September, and it's going to be Death in a 10-year position. And so if that's a book that you like or whatnot, then definitely get into that. And like I said, you can get that information at the library, or you can go on their website. And so the discussions are at the library, and they begin at 6. And so if you want more information on that, jump on their website and they'll give all that to you. And then we also have Parks has a lot of events going on as well that we're going to talk about. We have Movie on Park. Now this used to be Movie in the Park, but now that we have Park Street, then we are able to do a lot of events over there. Like you'll see pop-up events over there, or this is where the One Tree was, and so you'll be able to go and bring a blanket and bring a chair whatever you wish, and they will be the city will provide popcorn and water for this event, and so we just look forward to being able to present these for you. Obviously, it's Clifford the Big Red Dog, and so that's going to be really exciting. I haven't seen that one yet.
I used to read the Clifford books, and I loved it as a kid. When book fair time was there during the year, and you got the little magazine with all the cool books and the cool pencils and things like that. And I don't know if they even do those anymore, but I remember in elementary school book fairs, and I'm sure I got some Clifford books at some point.
Actually, they do book fairs, because I gave Tyler about $30 and he spent all of it at the book fair. And I don't remember what he got, but I think he got some books and a poster or something. And so I can tell you that they do them, yes. And so that is a lot of fun. But then they also have camping in the park. Now, this is a yearly. How many years have they done this?
Oh,
roughly.
I'm not sure. I think probably this may be the 4th or 5th year, something around
But
there.
it's always a big turnout.
Yeah.
5 years. And so it's going to be on September 23rd through the 24th. The check-in for that is going to be Check-in is going to be from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then obviously there's a registration that has to happen so that they can have enough equipment or materials or whatnot. And so apparently I was reading this earlier, and they're going to have a scavenger hunt.
Oh,
now,
those are
I've
always fun.
not ever been a part. I don't think I've had the opportunity to partake in this event, but I would just go for the scavenger hunt because I love searching for things. Like Tyler and we're going to go to the beach with a metal detector, and I just think that's going to be so much fun. And that's like a scavenger hunt.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So, if you like to do those kind of things, or if you love birds, or
Every camp out needs to have s'mores, so
yes,
looks like they're going to have those.
I agree with that. Now, I'm not particularly fond of s'mores. I just think they're really, really sweet. But if you have a sweet tooth, then that's definitely something to get into. I prefer graham crackers and just the marshmallow, just because. I mean, I don't even eat syrup on my pancakes. I just eat whipped cream because it's like really light. But I'm a foodie like that. So but anyway, if you're looking for something fun, family function to get into, then that camping in the park is for you. So you can find all this information on our website. You can re-watch the show to be able to get that information as well. It's on our Facebook page and stuff like that. And so I mean, that sounds like something that we would probably love to do, because we like to fish. You can go fishing, can't you?
I'm sure you can.
I'm sure you can.
I'm sure there's fish in there.
So I know that there is an annual event that happens, and it's the Vance Air Force Ball. And I know that this is something that you are particularly into. And so are you able to give us some information?
Right. I'm going to try to go to it this year, but it's a really nice formal event. It just gives you an opportunity to interact with the Air Force Base and them to interact with our community. It'll be at the Stride Bank Center on Saturday, September 10th. You can get a hold of the Stride Bank Center at 616-7380, I believe, and they will help you order some tickets. I am not exactly sure on what the price is on these, but it is you should be expecting it probably a higher price, because it is a more formal, very nice event that you can go to and have a good time. So I think I'm planning on taking my wife this year and going and being a part of that. So if you're interested at all, give the Stride Bank Center a call and get your tickets.
It sounds like a great opportunity to have a date night.
Oh yeah, especially if you like to dress up.
Yeah, formal gowns and everything. I mean, what female doesn't want to do that? That sounds great. Well, and then we also have the Walk of Fame honorees that I would love for you to talk about.
That's right. What a great thing that we do here in Enid with the Walk of Fame, and it is at the Stride Bank Center on the west side of the building. There's a kind of a hallway that curves up, and that is an area where honorees for the Walk of Fame have plaques that are there, and you can actually read about on a website each one of them and what their contributions have been. But the 2022 honorees are Elaine Johns, and Elaine works out, there's a museum some people don't know about that's over at Woodring Airport, and she works really, really hard to make that quality. She's been instrumental in so many programs that the city does. She has a heart for veterans. She has a heart for taking care of our Enid military and people that have given so much for our country. She is a part of Memorial Day, all of the great Memorial Day services that we did last year. Elaine did a lot of the planning for that. She's very heavily involved in Veterans Day ceremonies. And not only the things that go on with the museum, the things that go on with all of those holidays and special events, she just has a way of making it special, where it's very meaningful for people that come through those things. She's been a part of helping the Woodring Wall of Honor, the Vietnam replica of the Vietnam Wall. She was instrumental in that, and she has just been a fantastic force of nature in our community, so she deserves some recognition for that. And then Joan Allen, she's passed away, but she's the other honoree for the Walk of Fame. And Joan, everybody knows the Allens, and Joan is no exception to the rule. She's been so active in our community. I know she's had a lot to do with the Symphony Center. They've built the baseball stadium. She's been involved in so many different community events that have made Enid a better place. And if it weren't for people like these two, this is what it should be to be a good part of a community, is to contribute and to find a way to make it better, instead of always just looking and trying to point the finger at someone else. Like, why isn't our community better? Well, these are people that are doing something about it. And so it's just a small way that we can recognize, their life of contribution and what they've done. So there is a ceremony for that it is before the Cherokee Strip parade at 10 a.m. at the Stride Ballroom on September 17th, and it will be in the second floor in the Benson Ballroom. So if you're interested in going to that recognition and seeing those people and their families receive the award, then please join us. It's open to the public, 10 a.m. on September 17th, Stride Bank Center on the second floor.
Yeah, the interaction that I had with Elaine, she's just very humble. And I was very grateful to be in her atmosphere, to be able to hear her speak about how passionate she is about helping veterans and all she can do for them. It was very inspirational.
Hey, let's rewind back to that screen again, because I think I said the time wrong. It is September the 17th, but it is at 9 a.m. It is not at 10 a.m. So excuse me for getting that wrong. I was wrong by an hour. So if you show up at 10, you're already too late. The parade probably starts by then, so be there at 9 o'clock if you're interested in watching that.
And you can find that information on our website as well, so that way you don't miss out on anything. And then we also, so I know last week I spoke about this, and so we're going to just highlight it again. We do have intentions of having a representative come on about the lights, and so that will happen in the following weeks. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and remind you. That way you can kind of have an idea of, and a reminder for those who maybe have not viewed the show before. But so the city of Enid, so there's lights all over. There's like thousands of lights in the city of Enid, and most people think that the city of Enid owns all those lights, and that is not accurate. The city of Enid owns the downtown lights, and as well as the lights that are attached to our traffic signal poles. As you can see, the city owns the first and the second photos, and so if you see a light of this nature that is out or needs repair, then you would contact the city of Enid, and I will give you that contact in a moment. But the third picture is the lights that OG&E owns, and they are responsible for repairing those lights. And so that information that I told you that I have. So the street lights that are along the residential and the main roads, those are O, G, and E lights. And so if you are going to need to report that, you can go on their website and you can report that information to them, and they will get that taken care of. Or if you would prefer to call in and report that information, then you can do that, or you can email them. Now, the downtown colonial lights and the traffic signal lights, traffic signal pole lights. Let me rephrase that. You would need to utilize the app that's called See Click Fix that we talk about very, very often. And so you would do that at seeclickfix.com, or you can download the app on your phone. As we always say, that if you need to report a light for the city of Enid, you are more than welcome to call in here to the office. My number is 616-7258. I would be more than happy to help you and get through that issue for you, and things like that. And so feel free to call at any time, or you can email us at communications@enid.org.
And I just wanted to reiterate that OG&E is a fantastic partner, and they are very responsive to these type of requests, and they're really great. They have helped me numerous times if I've needed an additional street light somewhere on a park. They get on it pretty quickly, and they take care of me. So OG&E is fantastic to work with. I think we're lucky to have them in our community. So thanks, OG&E, for keeping the light turned on for us.
And like I said, I know that there might be street lights, and when I say street lights, I mean residential. I know I've driven through a town, through a street before, and maybe the light was out. That would be OG&E. So if there's one around you, then that's where you would contact.
Street lights, people.
That's Phil Collins.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got that wrong.
But I could start singing, I could break out into a chorus if you need me to, but I think we'll just keep trucking along. We also have some closures and some things like that we are going to talk about. So the first one that we're going to talk about has to do with a traffic lights at the intersection of South Independence Street and the West Owen K. Garriott Road. And that is going to be reduced to a 4-way stop, and that will happen between 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and I believe that is set for tomorrow, and that is for power wire replacement. And then we also are going to have a water outage. That is for today. This water outage is for today, and that's on East Oak Avenue from North 20th Street to North 25th Street, and that is for water line repairs that will be expected to be restored by 4.
They will stay on it until they are done. Mm-hmm. Again, this is an emergency water repair, right. And so when those things happen, it's just a all hands on deck situation until water's restored. So they're not going to quit today until that's done. So please be patient with them, and hopefully, it's a hot day for everyone, and so. If you think you're hot, those guys working on the water line, they're hot too. So
they need a drink of water.
They are going to get it fixed as soon as they can. So thank you for your patience as we fix the problems that come up.
Then we also have a road closure, and that is on Wednesday, August 3rd, and that will be on East Maple Avenue. That will be from North 11th Street. East Maple Avenue and North 11th Street. And that is for concrete repairs, and that is expected to last 6 weeks until September 14th.
They're doing a fantastic job along Maple. I rode on Maple Street from 16th Street up until where that road construction starts, and that is all brand new pavement, and it is fantastic. It makes the community look so much better just because the street view and what each house looks like just has changed dramatically by a new street. And hopefully that will cause property values to go up. Hopefully that will cause people to be thinking, noticing how much better it looks, and maybe they'll take a little bit better care of their property. And so I love projects like this. And not only, do we have some bad streets that we're fixing, but I think it's just a great image for each community where these projects happen. And so 6 more weeks, and then that stretch will be finished. So thanks for your patience there. But progress is happening, and it should be good for everyone.
And then we also have a closure. Yes, it's a lane closure on a portion of West Owen Gary and South Grand Avenue. And this is for the installment of a crosswalk and ramps. And I believe it has to do with the turning, also the radius turning. And so that is expected to last 1 month, so please be careful.
It's going on right now. Right
yes,
now.
it is. And so obviously we're going to continue to emphasize that watch for the construction workers. If you see a construction worker, get in the other lane, give them space so that they are safe and they can make it home too, because they're not only workers, but they're also family members.
Yeah, I think it's important. You know, we talked about the Walk of Fame honorees, you know, and what it means to be a good community member. And sometimes we're just stuck in our own selfishness, and we're thinking about, you know, where we have to be in the next 3 minutes or so, and we're just thinking about ourselves, you know. And we need to be thinking about these guys that are out there working hard and remembering that they've got a family to come home to, and they're trying to contribute to our community. And one of the things that we can do to give back is just, you know, have an extra set of eyes for them. You know, not only for us to be careful and to give them extra space, but trying to be watchful and being respectful of how much space they need. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, you know, that also goes for motorcyclists too, like bicyclists and motorcyclists, you know. And so that's just a little...
I was on a long bike ride this morning before work, and it's the same truck every time, but he has not given me enough space. And if I could see the company that he works for, I might give them a call and say, hey, you gotta you gotta give people a little bit more space. But that's my own little sidebar. But
that's okay, because it is important to be able to highlight that and remind folks, because we do get in the hustle bustle of we got to get here and we got to get there, but like a life is more important than being 5 minutes late or whatever, because if something happens, then you're not going to be 5 minutes late. You're going to be like hours late, and so that is not safe at all. And so anyway, moving forward, I could talk about that too, because we ride motorcycles and we know how dangerous that can be. I hate getting on the turnpike or the highways or in big cities.
You got the road all to yourself at 6:30 in the morning. There's no one on the road. You can scoot over a little bit more and give me a little bit more space, but okay, I digress.
We are going to move into some employment opportunities that the city of Enid has, and there are some that do close this week. The red ones, they close today, and so look through these and see if any of these spark an interest for you, or maybe for someone that you know. If you love to read, then the library specialist would be perfect for you. I know the library, they have a lot of fun. I feel that they have probably one of the top funnest positions, because they just get to have fun with kids.
Oh yeah.
They get to be a kid themselves.
And look at this. I mean, there's what, 3 or 4 positions here that are in the $18 an hour range. That is, the city of Enid is an excellent place to work, and you know the wages, okay, they're pretty competitive, but on top of that, the benefits that we have for a city of Enid employees are worth several dollars an hour. And so if you know anyone, I especially in one of my departments am looking for that meter technician position, so please apply for that position. We would love to find the right person and get them to work.
That one is the 4th one down. It's the Utility Services Automated Meter Tech.
That's right.
For $15.06, yeah. And so I just think that the benefits for the city are pretty phenomenal. Not only that, but the mentorship that you get from it. I know that our director in this department, Derek, I know that he's pretty remarkable at leading and mentoring and teaching how to be better and evolve yourself in your career. And I think that in itself is priceless, because there's a difference in management and a leadership, and I just think that he's remarkable in leader.
Great job, Derek. I couldn't agree more.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm sure that the rest of the department would agree with that, and so I just appreciate that a lot. I have come leaps and bounds from when I first started, and I've been here about a year, and so I just appreciate the opportunity. So And then we're going to talk about some meetings that we have coming up this week. And then, so I'm going to let you take it away.
That's right. Tonight we have a planning meeting, the MAPC, at 6 o'clock tonight. There are several things on the agenda. We've got minutes. We've got a rezoning of a property on 4th Street for a PUD. That ought to be an interesting one. We've got a use by review and a lot split. So join us for that meeting tonight, 6 o'clock, in the council chambers. These are held once a month, so if you have any type of development that you're doing that you maybe need to get your property rezoned or do a lot split, these are the type of things that we do to help people move forward. We're making dreams come true. Nice.
So then we also have the commission meeting.
That's right. It is the third Tuesday of the month, tomorrow on the 16th. So we have a study session at 5 o'clock. You were talking earlier about Park Street, and so that's two of the items that are on the study session tomorrow night, is to get an update for the one. The large Christmas tree is returning again to Enid, Oklahoma, and so we're going to get some information about that. Maybe even discuss a little bit about how it went last year and look at some of those processes. And then on the same night as when the one was lit, is the long-standing tradition of Enid Lights Up the Plains, which is one of the most phenomenal outdoor fireworks displays. I think it's done by the same people who do our 4th of July festivities. But I particularly enjoy the one in November. Maybe it's just because it isn't quite so hot and it's downtown, but it is a phenomenal fireworks event that is, again, this year in correspondence with the lighting of the one tree, and so we'll get an update on that. Also, we talked about some of these streets right around here being closed down and some of the street lights being repaired and ADA ramps being built. Our engineering department is going to be giving an update on some of our projects they've been working on, and so we'll get that during the study session. And then I think one more is just some ideas on how to make the entryways in Enid more appealing, and so we'll be talking about that in the study session. Then we'll move on to the main event, 6:30 p.m. in the council chambers is the main meeting, and it'll be packed full of good information. And we always like to take our time to recognize an employee of the month once a month, and so we'll be doing that. And there's several ordinance little minor changes that we're cleaning up, and other than that, it's pretty standard things that are on the agenda. So if you're interested in coming to that, then please join us at 6:30. And as always, you don't need to have a town hall to come and talk to your mayor and commissioners. You can show up to the council meeting at 6:30 and sign up for public comment. But Ward 2 is also having an extra meeting this week on Friday night, the 19th at 6:30. So there's an opportunity for those of you that live in Ward 2 to show up at the First Missionary Baptist Church, 467 East Garriott. And I was there last year. I took about 3 pages worth of notes from people, and just some people are there to listen. Some people are there because they have a concern or they want to speak to their commissioner about something that is of interest to them. And I think the last meeting that we had here was very fruitful. It was good conversations, and we've taken action items on nearly every single item that was mentioned in the last year's meeting. So if you want to come out to that, 6:30 p.m. on Friday this week.
I think you said something that was really pivotal, is that they voiced some concerns and things, and that you took action on them. I think that is just extremely pivotal and extremely that is great to know, that you can voice your concerns and that they hear you rather than just falling on deaf ears.
Sometimes at the City of Enid, we make a plan that we think is a really, really good plan, And for the most part, I would say our plans are good, but maybe there's something that we didn't consider, and some input from the community. Maybe that causes us to rearrange, on how we do something, or make sure a project gets included that we hadn't considered. So, we want to listen to what our community members have to say, and that input is very important to us. So please continue to show up to these and talk to us, and we'd love to be a part of the solution and continue moving forward in our community.
That's wonderful. And we're just going to do a little recap of the meetings, because that was a lot of information. And so if you want to attend any of these meetings, then the MAPC meeting, that is going to be Monday, August 15th, and that's at 6 p.m. in the council chambers, as well as the City Commission meeting that is also in the council chambers, but that's on Tuesday, the 16th. The study session is at 5, and the commission meeting is at 6:30. And then if you also want to attend Ward 2 Town Hall meeting, then that information is that is going to be on Friday, August 19th. That's at 6:30 at the First Missionary Baptist Church.
That's right.
So
I will be at all 3 meetings. And as usual, if there's anything else that you want to communicate with me, you're always welcome to send me an email at smorris@enid.org, or you can always call me at 616-7244.
That's wonderful. And then we also have, with this heat, does not play around at all.
You had an experience yourself personally.
I did. That's been like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I'm still recovering from it. I'm experiencing a lot of so 4 or 5 weeks ago, we got on the motorcycle, and it was beautiful weather here in Enid. It would have been great to get on the bike, and so we did so on our way to Stillwater, and we happened to take some back roads, through Hennessy, instead of just straight going there. And so we get to Hennessy, and the sun just really opened up. And I was dealing with it for a little bit. I was like, I can just do a little bit more and a little bit more. And then next thing I know, we get to Stillwater, and I just was like, stop, go to this restaurant. And I went to the bathroom, and I just collapsed in the floor. And apparently I'd had a heat stroke. And so it's when you get to that mentality of I can just go a little bit more and a little bit more that you really should stop.
You can't make up for it once you get past a certain point. You've got to stay ahead of it. And so take breaks, get in the shade, drink a lot more water than you think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so what I experienced is I just laid in the floor of this restaurant bathroom, which I never would do on a regular day, but at this point I just didn't care. And I just felt my whole entire body throbbing. And still to this day, I had a yard sale on Saturday, and I thought that I was doing okay, but came on so fast. And so it's supposedly, once you've experienced a heat stroke,
you're more susceptible.
You're definitely more susceptible. And now I learned that. If I'm in a pool, I'm so much better in the heat. But if I'm just out, in the garage, I just can't do the heat. And so it's nothing. It is nothing to play around with.
Take care of yourselves. Listen, you do not want to end up laying on a bathroom floor at some restaurant.
We sat there for 2 hours drinking water.
Yeah.
I mean, it was no. And even more so for those who do gardening and running and stuff like that, you have to be more.
But good news is on the horizon. I don't know if you have looked at the forecast for this week, but starting Wednesday, we are out of the 100s. Matter of fact, the highs are even in the upper 80s from what I've seen starting on Wednesday. So if you haven't paid attention, look, because it is just around the corner.
I welcome that kind of weather for 2 reasons. I don't have to go outside and worry about lathering in deodorant, and then my electric bill will go down. And so I think I will welcome that. And so you can find this information out at the Garfield County Emergency Management app. which is a mouthful to try and say. But you can also get that information on the Weather Radio Channel 4. And so you can also go to gcem.org. Or you can get the most up-to-date information through their app, which is the image to the right, or you can go to their Facebook page. From what I understand, you need to download the app to get the most up-to-date information. I think you can also visit their Facebook page. And as always, if you have any questions. I shot a, look, I did it again. Did the little,
it shoots.
Did the little kid come out in you?
Yes.
See that?
We're having fun here.
I think there's other things that shoot too. I don't know. He knows. Oh, there's look, if you.
Whoa.
Yeah. See that?
Have you ever heard of the term squirrel? We're having fun.
Yeah, it's all about fun. It's all about fun in this office. And so, but you can also get that information. And so, with Tyler, can he shoot some stuff? I don't know. Anyway, see, he would know all about this stuff. Like, he would know what we're missing of shooting. That was pretty neat. And stuff like that. I mean, these guys are pretty cool. Look, you could stick these guys in here somehow, and they, like, I don't know. I think this guy comes off.
Oh, she's tearing your stuff up, Tyler.
This guy goes in here, and then this goes back on here, and then you can like battle them, and it's just a lot of fun. I totally destroyed your toy, by the way, so that's okay. He knows how to fix them. You shot me. You shot me.
I might have. I think you shot yourself with this guy.
No, you shot me with that one. Anyway, well, and then obviously we have C-Click Fix that we always talk about, and so you know all about that. And if you don't, then call me, and I'll tell you all about it. It's how you report issues that you see throughout the town, and we would love to talk to you and just educate you on what this app can do. And then we are also everywhere. You cannot miss us. And so on our social medias, our Roku, Fire TV, our local channel 12, isn't it? It's where a lot of people see the show and in the community. And so that is really cool that they're like, I've seen you before. I'm like, well, maybe so. And so we just want to say thank you for stopping by, and we want to just say thank you to Tyler for building all of this fun stuff for us to be able to play with and admire. And he is just, hopefully one of these days he can, as our take it off. Huh. But the cool thing about this little ship here is it has a coffee machine in it. It does. It's really cool. Well, thank you for visiting with us, and we hope that you had just as much fun. If there's something that we said that you want more information about, either call us or visit our website. You can visit our social media as well. And so we just appreciate all of our viewers, and we hope that you have a wonderful time. Bye.